working.
Let's see.
We'll take it.
Twitch is working. YouTube's working.
Nice.
Is is the Bird app working?
Who likes the bloody
It
bird app?
is. Oh my gosh. Riverside actually doing what it's supposed to do for once.
Oh my gosh.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
never this lucky with technology, but I will take the win. But happy Saturday, everybody. You guys are watching another episode of Jose Live. It's the show where I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. And in case you guys have been living under a rock for the last, 7 weeks, the Traitors has been insane this year. And I figured if I'm going to talk about some reality TV, I got to bring in the heavy hitters. So, of course, if we're going to talk about the Traitors, who better than someone that was at the Traitors UK activation recently with TikTok? She does a lot of reality content over in the UK, even when she was a diva stand back in the days. The lovely Shirley. Hi,
Hello,
Shirley.
everyone. I love the introduction. You proper like bigged me up there.
Well, I mean, if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
True.
Yeah. And of course, in between us two, you see him to his over 6 digit following online, talking all things Real Housewives, reality. He was also a Nikki Bella fan from the Total Diva days back in the day. Josh the RHONY stan. Hi, Josh.
Hey, yes, big Nikki Bella fan here. Still
Yes.
sad about her fate on the Traitors.
Which, by the way, we'll get into the cast and everything too. Is it bad that I thought that Brie was going to do it this season and she didn't?
I wish. I would love to
I
see
think we'll do it
Brie.
next year. I think Brie Bella will do next year's Traitors. I see another wrestler going in.
Yeah. I feel like she's like confrontational enough to do it and like do well. So,
It's just so sad because if it was any other phase of Nikki Bella's life, I feel like she would have done better, but she was just going
right.
through it at that
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
True.
But
Maybe All Stars get Nikki back in, and we can get like the proper fierce Nikki. But we can't have Brie in the same series because they'll get eliminated instantly.
Could you imagine they try to do a Tara and Johnny be like, oh no, we don't know each other?
Can you imagine? Jeez.
I mean, stranger things have happened. You never know.
True.
But I mean, overall, just season 4 has been madness from beginning to end. I thought season 3 was a phenomenal season for the U.S., but somehow I don't know if it's just because of how inept this year's faithfuls are versus just everybody else, but I I can't get enough of this season. And I'm sad that next week's the finale because I know it's going to be messy, but I can't wait.
it comes up so fast, the end.
Well, like the thing is, you guys have a different structure to what we have in the UK because, like, you guys have like the 3 episodes as your premiere, and then they kind of like go weekly. Whereas in the UK, we have 3 episodes every week for 4 weeks, so we get 12 episodes total. So it's really weird to talk about the finale of the Traitors US when it feels like it's a lot shorter in run.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that.
That's why you get a lot more messiness from us.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the messiness of the Traitors US. Like, I feel like last year's cast were wild. Like Wes and his little rant
Yeah.
was hilarious. And I felt with Dylan winning, I felt we needed to have like the complete opposite direction with who I think the winner's going to be. And I think we definitely got that. And we've had some really crazy moments that make me question everything on what happens in the US Traitors because it is mad.
I think it's also something to be said that at least for the UK, you guys have always done celebrities separate from like when you do a
Yeah.
civilian season. We're
Mhm.
just now going to have a civilian season coming up later this
Oh,
year. So
really?
yeah, they're going to do it on NBC proper instead of it just being on streaming. So I'm excited
Right.
for that. But I think it's just because when we go back to season 1, how they had like a mixture of like regular everyday people mixed in with some celebrities and some gamers, and like how all that played out with Suri winning and like just the emotions that came from that. I think they realized they kind of had to have a clear cut of who's going to be where when.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I feel like it makes it a little bit more interesting to see just when you go in with strangers because you really never know like who people are. But when you have an idea of, oh, I know you from your work and X, Y, Z, like you already come in with a little bit more bias than you would have otherwise. So I think that also kind of factors into it before, I mean, you even choose who's going to be the traitor, who's going to stay faithful. But I mean, before we even get into that, I do want to get into the cast so far because we've had some interesting casting choices from all over the place this year. I mean, to start things out, I mean, do we want to go in order of who was murdered when and who's left?
And it's just gonna make me so sad that all the big personalities got out so early.
Oh God. I mean, we're gonna have to talk about. I mean, the first murder of all people. I'm not the biggest Big Brother person. I know my friend Ella J is, but Ian from Big Brother 14 was an.
That was sad.
I think it's smart that they tried to get the gamers out first. I
Mhm.
feel like that's kind of the way that you should be playing the game, which also makes it very frustrating to know how this last episode went on that same note.
Yeah, it's smart strategy, but it made it it was sad for TV purposes to get all the gamers out.
Yeah.
But
Although
I
I
feel
will
like
say
anyway.
the way some of the gamers were taken out of the game was highly entertaining.
I mean, I feel like with you say the game has gone out, but I feel like we've seen other people playing like a more sneakier game as a result, and they've been kind of forced into that position
Yeah.
rather than having to rely on right the big brother lot. We know they know how to play games, and they've had to kind of figure it out themselves. Like obviously, we'll get into Mora later, but Mora had no idea what this game was about, and she's kind of had to figure it out as she goes along, rather than having people around her who know how to play games on reality TV shows.
I mean, we'll get into more later, but all I'm going to say for now is just great gowns, beautiful gowns.
But I'm curious to see if after this season, the Love Island people will be grouped more in as like gamers because they really are. Like, I mean, you're not really supposed to say it out loud that you're playing a strategic game when you're on Love Island,
Yeah.
but they all are
Yeah.
doing it. I mean, maybe not all of them. Some people are just trying to get Instagram followers, but some
Mhm.
of them are.
And I think the ones who frequent the reality TV world, like as a Brit watching your American reality TV system, you can see where everyone feeds into each other. I don't think if you're a Love Islander, you can say I'm just a Love Islander. If you've gone on shows like The Challenge, Big Brother, The
Yeah.
Traitors, you can't play that card like that. For I'm a fool, I don't know what's going on. I'm just known for walking around in Love Island. You can't really play that get card, and I think we'll see a lot more of those characters. Like there's some characters who are currently on Love Island at the moment who I think would be brilliant on like your traitors. Because fun fact, in Celebrity Traitors, they've banned all those reality TV stars. You're not allowed to go on our celebrity traitors or civilian traitors. So you're probably going to see a big influx of our reality TV celebrities go on your traitors.
You know what? That could explain why we had certain casting so far. But I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about reality playing heavily into a lot of the casting. I mean, next one that was our first banished was Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I have mixed feelings about that because it was sad that such a big personality got out so early, but also like it was so entirely her fault. And I've been a little
Yeah.
bit surprised by so many people online being so outraged by her getting out early. I'm like, she did it to herself. Like, I can't feel bad.
Yeah, like I mean, the problem is when you're going into a round table and you're kind of saying the word "I," everybody's gonna be like, "I." Like you can't talk about like what a traitor would do in first person at any point in
No.
the competition because everybody's gonna have like the Metal Gear like exclamation point like go off like no, like now I'm sus of you.
Mm-hmm. Because, but the funny thing is that you said like we were talking before the show, it's like saying like, oh, the faithfuls haven't really picked up on things. In our series, most recent series of the traitors, Rachel was talking very clearly and openly as a traitor, but no one twigged it. At least,
Really?
yeah. Like Rachel would say things, and it would be like, "Why are you saying that so openly? Like, what are you doing?" But no one was suspicious of her, and obviously, she won the show. So at least you guys are picking up on those sorts of things, because in the UK we don't at all.
That's
Yeah, I don't
interesting.
know. Like if it, I don't think it's a culture thing. I think it's just like after. Like once a game has been on the air for so long, you kind of pick up on certain habits just from seeing
Mm,
either previous seasons or you know like okay, if I'm going to be in this position and I need to weed out who someone is that's going to be a traitor, what does it tell?
yeah.
Anything that says like first person where they're not talking about like as a faithful or like for the faithfuls or something like that, you have to
Mm,
go in like as there's no I in team. So the second you go first person, you're done.
yeah. No, I think that's a cultural thing because in the UK we're very much like High School Musical. We're all in this together type situation. Not gonna lie. It's and also I feel like we have to be humble. And I think that's a real big difference in our traitors versus yours.
Oh yeah,
We
we don't have humility over
You
here.
don't have humility over in American traitors. That's why we were kind of looking like, oh my gosh, what is that? It's such a culture shock to us when we see the loud personalities. And like, obviously, I think we're going to get into like who gets banished next, which was mad in itself.
Well, not even just the banishing. Before that, episode 3, we have a murder in plain sight,
Yeah.
which was insane that they not only did it this early, but Candace, what were you thinking with the conga line?
I loved it. I don't even care. I'll defend anything Candace does.
You know what? Wait, before we get into that, let's talk about who the initial traitors were because it was Candace, it was
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna, and it was Rob Roush.
Yes, he was
And
a secret traitor.
I knew Renna was going to be a traitor.
She
I
had
didn't
to
think
be.
Candace was going to, just because I didn't think they were going to have multiple housewives together in the turret. But Rob was, I think, the wild card for me just because I'm not a Love Islander.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so they have a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty. But, like, how is he going to factor into this just because I don't get a personality from him yet?
No. And I think this has really showcased his personality. And I think if he's to go on any other reality TV shows, he's going to be villain. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on something like House of Villains.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this isn't a read. I feel like he has the allure of Dylan Efron without the privilege of being a Nepo baby.
I can see that.
I think that's the best way I can describe
But
it.
I do think that like Lisa Rinna and Candace were kind of thinking, oh no, he won't do much.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that they kind of underestimated Rob.
Oh, severely underestimated Rob. But I think the bigger thing for me is I totally thought Dorinda was going to end up being a traitor this time. Just because if you're going to come back immediately the next season after being the first murder and you're faithful again, insane.
Do you think she would have been more active of a player if she was a traitor? Because I feel like she was just hanging out as a faithful.
I think that if you kept Candace a faithful and you had her and Lisa Rinna in the turret, shit would have gotten done.
That's interesting.
Like, I feel like those two would have been the masterminds of a lot of how this season would have played out. And it would have been interesting to see when they inevitably turn on each other. Just because, is it going to be because people are sussing them out, or is it going to be because there's infighting in the turret with Rob, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to leave it here. Housewives are going to have the alliance, even though we just got rid of one on the first round table. I don't know. But the murder in plain sight, Rob Sestrino from Survivor, the icon, he clocks it immediately.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and the best part is that he clocks it, but I don't think he realized at first that Rob and Lisa were the traitors when they're talking and just playing chess or whatever, as everybody else is doing the conga line. But he was just like, why are we doing a conga line? They're trying to cause a distraction. Someone's going to get murdered in plain sight. So they're just like, hey, he's onto it. Done. Which, I mean...
was so stressed for Candace in that moment.
I don't know what would you guys have done instead of a conga line? I'm very curious to see, like, if it's gonna be something where, like, last season where they had to go into the secret library and it's just like, how are we gonna do this?
Honestly, the murder in plain sight is like my worst nightmare, and I think I would be good at being a traitor in every other scenario other than that. I can't even begin to know how I would navigate a situation like that. That seems so stressful.
Well, the thing is, like, I've done TikTok traitors. So in the UK, we had a bunch of creators get together and we did TikTok traitors, and then we had the murder in plain sight. And speaking to who had to do it, they were like, that is the scariest thing to do, because we probably didn't have it. We had like a family tree situation, and everyone's coming up with theories over his family tree. But the way in which the person had to murder in plain sight was putting marks on who was left in the competition in front of everyone in a dining hall. And he said it was like the most stressful thing. The traitor was Max Belegde. He was just like, yeah, it was so stressful. I couldn't I didn't know what to do, so I just picked the first one. And I don't know how I would do it, to be fair. This is why one of his players are faithful.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever last as a traitor, honestly.
No.
I feel like there's more incentive to weed them out than it is to try to pull the wool over everybody's eyes.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I said. Like, when they ask you, like, oh, do you want to be a traitor or a faithful? I was like, yeah, I want to be a faithful on a traitor hunt. Like, I gain a lot more satisfaction knowing I was right.
But the irony is that I always say, like, in the wrestling world, like, if I were to do something, I would rather be a heel than a babyface.
Really? Because
it's just easier to get heat.
Yeah, it's easier to get heat than it is to get people to like you. You know what I mean? It's tough to do that.
I mean, we talk about someone that got a lot of heat, and we don't know if anybody liked her. In episode 3, our first traitor gets banished, and it was the secret traitor that nobody knew because she was the one responsible for the shortlist. Why was Donna Kelsey casted for this season?
Clout. It was for clout it was to get the Swifties in.
If they wanted clout, they could have used Kylie Kelsey.
True. She probably do next year, but basically, the fact that Donna was so bad at being a traitor that she was cast as the secret traitor and was still eliminated before Candace, Rob, and Lisa could figure out she was the secret traitor.
Is that a record for the fastest banish?
Yeah.
Wow.
For you, yeah. Like I saw this I saw this infographic recently and said that Donna Kelsey banishment is the quickest you guys have ever banished a traitor.
It was so, I just didn't understand what the appeal, like for the show, why did they think that she would be a good traitor? Like it seems so obvious that she wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean the thing is we had a secret traitor over here, and it was quite obvious who it was, and you didn't want 1 + 1 to equal 2. A similar situation. Oh, her name was Fiona, but when we knew she was a traitor, and you saw all her previous actions, and then you see what she did afterwards, which was what we call Hurricane Fiona. She just swept through and basically eliminated herself. It was similar situation with Donna, but she just didn't get outed as a secret traitor. And I feel like I put a video about this. I said I feel like the secret traitor like concept didn't work because you went with someone really obvious, and they just weren't good at getting their head in the game of being the secret traitor.
I feel like my thing is also just going back to last season where we have our initial 3 that are picked by Alan as the traitors. And then as they're in the turret, they find out, oh no, not only did Boston Rob get into the game, he's in as a traitor instead of a faithful. So now you're ambushed by someone else that you guys didn't want to bring into the game. And that changes the dynamic from the jump. I feel like 4 traitors is too many. I feel like 3 is quite literally the perfect number to start with. And then obviously as you lose traitors, recruitment makes sense. But it's just 4 from the start is way too many.
I think it's because of the secret traitor situation where you initially have 3, and then obviously we get to get involved and try and figure out who the secret traitor is. But I think because traitors got banished on episode 3, like in the UK, a traitor got banished in episode 3, which forced the secret game for the secret traitor to be revealed, and that took it back to 3. Whereas you guys, you had the secret traitor revealed for you. So you kind of had the 4, and you're kind of like, oh. So it's one of those really weird situations with traitors where they had a really good idea. It just didn't, the landing didn't stick in my eyes.
Well, also what I thought was weird is that even if she didn't get found out, we were gonna find out like shortly after that. Like it was like not even gonna be a long-term like thing. I don't know. I just don't really see the point. I think the execution was strange, and she was like one of the worst people to pick if they wanted it to be an actual interesting twist.
But like even just like traitor aside, it's just what does she bring? Like obviously, yeah, your daughter-in-law is Taylor Swift. That's great. They mentioned like being afraid to vote her out at the round table because they were afraid of the Swifties. Like aside
But
from
do
that,
you feel like the Swifties even tuned in because of that? I don't
No.
know. I don't think so.
no,
My God, my light died.
yeah, God.
But like, I want to
No,
know
the Swifties are tuning into this and they're saying, "Hey, keep her out of your mouth."
But like, who do you think would have been a good secret traitor instead? Because I think a good secret traitor would have been Mark or Maura.
I think Mark would have been a good one.
Mark would have been a good one. Maura, I don't give her the ability to do well with stakes like that. Honestly, what I was hoping Monet Exchange was going to be a traitor this year.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then that would have played into the whole like, well, I did better than Bob. I lasted longer than Bob, but like, I don't know. But after Donna Kelsey is banished, we do get another murder. This time from Ladies of London. It's Carolyn Stainbury.
That was such a funny murder.
That felt like an unserious murder.
No, Renault was in full soap opera actress mode, and I lived for it.
Yeah, it just.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of these cast members I have zero context on. So to me, they're kind of like civilians. So I'm like,
Yeah, no, I had no context of Carolyn going into this, and
She's
still
just
don't
not that
understand.
interesting. Like I've watched, I don't know, like in context, sometimes like in she's kind of entertaining, sometimes like fighting with people, but she's kind of just like a regular old like rich lady. Like she's not really a big personality.
Yeah, well, I think that also like comes from the fact that like she's from the Dubai franchise of Housewives, where it's just like, what's going on in Dubai other than like opulence? Not much.
True.
So, victim of the circumstance, and then we get into the next round table. Another faithful banish. This time from Big Brother 23. It's Tiffany Mitchell. Which again, high drama again at the round table. You'd love to see it.
That was a sad one, yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that she She's so smart. Her Big Brother season is probably my favorite ever.
Yeah.
And I feel like we didn't get to see her full like intelligence and strategy on display, and it's sad. I would like to see her. I don't really like people coming back to the show. I think it's kind of boring, but I hope that she gets more TV opportunities after this.
I would be interested in like an all-star season, but I don't think I would want like people just coming back on a regular season because I say the same thing about Drag Race. Which, speaking of, my partner in crime, Auntie Collins, in the chat. Next Saturday, we're talking Drag Race again for our quarterly check-in for season 18. I'm still pissed about last night, and I'm gonna be pissed talking about this murder because right after Tiffany, it was Monet Exchange that got murdered.
That was so devastating.
Oh, and then like seeing like how Monet and Natalie have like had this alliance going out, and like the fact that Monet was doing well in like the missions, it just
I really did not see that coming at all. I was in LA for all of January, and at beaches in West Hollywood, Reality Bar was doing watch parties for Traitors, and imagine being in a room full of gay people and drag
oh, that had to be
queens
the biggest
when
gay gasp I've
no,
ever
it
Yeah.
was
been.
shocking. It was crazy. Like, and we all were just like depressed after that.
I mean, that sounds like an absolute. We need to have more like get-togethers for watching TV shows because every time I've done one, it's been so much fun. Like I do it for like the press events, and everyone's just laughing along, cheering along. It's really good fun. We need more of that in the UK. So I'm quite jealous you got to watch the Traitors in a bar.
It was
Honestly,
very
at
fun.
this point, you just got to organize something on your own. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I don't know what would be like. Maybe when Strictly comes around, would you do that on a Saturday night? Try to like collaborate with like a local spot to do watch parties there.
It depends. I think there's a lot more licensing rules in the UK.
Okay,
That
that is fair.
so I probably want to do it for like Celebrity Traitors Series 2 when that comes out. So that'll be in
Yeah.
October time.
Okay.
So I probably would want to do it for them. But like, yeah, I want to see more like get-togethers to watch TV. But I imagine watching Money Exchange get murdered in a reality bar is yeah,
The whole, like, all the energy just left the room after that. I don't even
yeah.
remember what happened the rest of the episode.
Oh no, I remember what happened the rest of the episode because it was the only redeeming thing. Because Michael Rappaport got the fuck out of
Oh,
Oh,
there.
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that was just done to get rid of him. That wasn't even done for people to think he was a traitor.
Yeah.
It was literally to the point where I'm just like, I don't know how much more this season I could watch because he's bringing it down
No, he was
severely
so insufferable. It was really bad.
to the
Yeah.
point where I have to empathize with Colton Underwood. What?
I
I have no
know.
context on his Colton guys, but I've seen a lot online that he's not a pleasant person.
Don't ever watch The Bachelor in the U.S.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, we
don't.
don't see that got completely cancelled in the UK. We don't get that here, but like
You're not
I
missing
think that,
anything.
that Michael Rappaport was voted out, not even because they thought he was a traitor or a faithful. It's just that they just wanted him gone.
Because he was a bigot.
Yes, and I find that so funny and deserved. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Sometimes when there's so much chaos going on around one person, you just need to get rid of the people who are creating that noise so that you can have some clarity.
Yeah, and honestly, let's be real. If he wasn't going to get banished at that round table, he was going to get murdered.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's where the traitors and the faithfuls were united on that.
Yeah,
front.
it's just like, okay, we can't have someone just leech the energy of the game entirely. It doesn't matter, like, sure, you could say it's a throwaway because sometimes it's kind of nice having the distraction, but at some point, when it's going to interfere with, hey, we still have prize money that we all are trying to win.
Yeah.
Let's get him the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's so interesting that I don't remember who it was, but somebody said in an interview that like he was like even more like annoying and loud at the round tables than what we saw on the show.
Ugh.
Like, how could he be worse? Like, I don't even understand.
Yeah, no, that edit didn't do him any favors, so now I'm like actually really, really concerned for what they went through.
Like,
Up
oh.
next, the next one banished was I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how he got casted. I didn't think he had a personality for a show like this. Ron Funches.
I felt bad for Ron.
I like Ron. I think he's sweet. I think he's like funny when he does his comedy stuff.
Yes.
I don't know if I would have casted him on the Traitors.
I think I understand he's probably a big fan of the show and just wanted to be part of it. Like, but at the same time, the way they went after him was
No.
so unfair. It just like I'm gonna ask you guys this because we have this big debate out in the UK about unconscious bias.
Mhm.
Because in the UK series, all the people of color get eliminated first, every single time, and there's no real logic behind it, just because. And I just want to know, do you think that Ron was a victim of that unconscious bias? Like he's a nice guy, um, but was eliminated just because and was targeted just because.
Well, I think it's twofold because it's not even just the unconscious bias. It also felt like Candace was trying to get him out.
Yeah, like that's similar. Like we had a cast member. I think his name was Maz, and the secret traitor Fiona just kept on going after him. Maz is like Indian, I think he was, and then she's old little white lady, and just was like, yeah, just gonna get kept on targeting him for no reason. But then also, did you guys have the challenge where you had like the gravestones? You had, I think we had that in episode 1.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. So everyone who got picked as the gravestones were people of color. So it's really interesting that you bring that up because I feel like Ron was a real victim of that.
Yeah. No, I think it was definitely twofold because, I mean, it's crazy to say that because we talk about the Traitors US. Our first winner was black. That being Suri, the icon from Survivor. The one show she wins, by the way. As many she's done, because she's done Survivor, she's done Big Brother, and she was always the bridesmaid, but she won the very first season of Traitors US. It just, I would be very interested to see how this reunion plays out because then I could start to kind of draft like, okay, if we do get an all-star season, these are the people from each season I could see coming back and then having it be just a good game, but also like, don't let like other stuff like cloud your judgment. Let it just be about the game. Like it should literally come down to we're in Scotland. Anything that happens before here should be null and void.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why your series of the Traitors is very different to ours because in the UK civilian, there's no contact on anyone. You don't know anybody. You just know the Traitors. Big game. Celebrity Traitors, though, there's a real hierarchy. There's been a lot of like drama because the lesser known celebrities were eliminated first because a pecking order was developed without them realizing because they're not like known compared to the likes of Celia Emery, your Jonathan Rosses, your Alan Carrs. They'd formed pacts before they got into it. And I think that does present an unfair advantage because there were guys like Nico who should have gone further because he's a great game player. Ruth should have got further. So I do think there needs to be this thing where it's like you can't use your previous knowledge of people in the game.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that would be very interesting to see how they would put that into a contract where it's like, okay, like, it's one thing to recognize people before, or, like, obviously, you're going to have people from the same franchise, no doubt. Like, obviously, the Survivor people know the Survivor people. Yeah. Housewives know the Housewives. Big Brother knows Big Brother. But, like, I don't know if there's a good way to do it. It's just, like, keep it within the context of the game just because that's not how we operate as people.
But I don't know what happens in the Traitors, but in the challenge, I remember a lot of the contestants saying is when they found out who the cast members were, they would create DM group chats to form their like pre-game before they go into the show.
Oh, shit.
So that's what a lot of the challenge contestants used to say is that they would figure out who was in the show and then start messaging them before they get into the show. So I guess then you could do like, don't talk about anything. If you find out who the cast members are, don't message them. Don't interact with them.
Well, even I think it was Steven said in an interview something about how he was like him and his wife before he left were like looking online at like what the rumors were for who the cast was gonna be. Like, yeah, I don't like that. They shouldn't be able to do that.
No.
Yeah, no, I feel like you have to go in completely blind and like have a gag order. It's like, okay, like you're casted, please refrain from XYZ until after filming has finished.
No, that makes sense.
But I don't know. But then we get into what is probably the moment of the season, I would say. We have ourselves a little banquet. It is another murder in plain sight. And probably a contender for meme of the year. When I tell you, my flappers were gasted with how this played out. Poor Jam Jam. My beloved from Survivor 44. It's the fact that not only was it the drama conflam of like, okay, so Lisa Rinna has the brooch on. I thought Candace was going to have the brooch on. And everyone is trying to like, okay, I don't want to touch this. I don't want to touch this. Because everybody knew something was going to happen at this banquet. So everybody's walking on eggshells the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they get seated. Alan's like, one of you has already been murdered in plain sight. And it's you, Jam Jam. And then they just have him pulling away. And then you see him say, Lisa did it. Lisa murdered me. Which is like, what are we going on?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this from the perspective of a British person who we have rules and stuff. So when we do like the after series one, because there's a big controversy because the last traitor that was banished basically outed the other traitor and was just like hint hint point that way to Wilf, right? So they banned talking. You cannot talk during murders in plain sight. You cannot talk if there's a tie. Like you just have to just get on with it. So I found when that I mean Jam Jam or Yam, it's Jam Jam, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that he was like, "It's Lisa," it was to me was wild. Like because we'd be like silence. You cannot, and also just the dragging away. Like
Well, it's setting a precedent because we've never done that before.
no, literally, like the dragging away was what. But then there was so many factors. You had Natalie scream, "I need the amulet! I need the amulet!" Then Mark's going, "Everyone ate the turkey," and it's just like one time
She
Mark,
hugged me,
what?
or like I was like a half. I was like, what?
Literally just shouting as they're trying to figure out who's gonna drink like the antidote thing. Oh my gosh, like it was so wild. I can't wait for it because FYI, everybody, I've been watching via TikTok videos and not on TV because we don't have US traitors here yet. But that banquet was insane. Everyone watched it because I put it on my TikTok and everyone was like, "What is this?" Because it was that mental.
Yeah.
It was so chaotic. I will say, in Jam Jam's defense, I feel like a lot of people online, well, I guess they were more criticizing the show than him personally, but I didn't
Mm,
really agree with the people who were like so outraged, being like, he shouldn't have been allowed to speak, because it's not like he knew anything for sure. Like, that was just a theory of
Yeah.
his. It's not like he had actual information. He was
Well,
wrong
true.
about what he thought happened.
And I get that, but I do think it's just kind of like a bit of a shock that you guys are allowed to just talk
Yeah.
during those things because in other series like the Australian version you can't talk, in the Irish version you can't talk
I wonder
because
if they're gonna have rules change for any future season we do now.
I would be surprised if they don't set
yeah,
some kind of rules for that.
yeah, because it gave the game away and obviously we know who got banished next.
Yeah. I mean, say what you want. When it comes to making good reality TV, Lisa Rinna makes good reality TV, and
Mm-hmm.
she was the next traitor that was banished. What a way to go out!
I mean that was a way to go out. Like I mean I obviously know who Lisa Rinna is. Like we don't have many of like your reality TV stars crossover, but we know who Lisa Rinna is.
Mhm.
She's known for being a mental case.
Yeah,
So I feel like that was a fitting finale for such an iconic reality TV villain. Um, but just I'm glad she got to be a traitor because I think if she had got to be a faithful, she would have gone absolutely like stir
there's
crazy.
no way in hell Lisa Rinna would have been faithful. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. Which is
You
why
know,
I'm
going
glad
in
they.
casting like, oh no, she's gonna be a traitor for damn sure.
And I don't think that she could have gone in as a faithful, and I'm surprised that you know how we just talked about like the previous knowledge of people.
Mhm.
Surely you would think Lisa Rinna is like ultimate reality TV villain.
Yeah,
There's no way they're gonna put her as a faithful, make her a traitor. But they might have had those conversations because obviously with these shows they're edited down to a certain amount.
Yeah, I'm sure those conversations did happen because it is kind of obvious,
yeah.
unfortunately
Mhm.
for her.
Mhm.
I wish she would have lasted longer. But I think that even with or without the banquet, I think she was cooked. Like too many people were on to her
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless of that.
I
And
mean,
then
we'll get
Rob
into
was
like who is clocking her
consistent.
next, just because it is the next person to get murdered too, and everything. But it's also funny because Lisa Rinna, for people that watch Drag Race, when they did Canada versus the World for the Canada's Drag Race on Crave, she was in an improv challenge where they did the traitors.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
And like they were playing into all the different like reality tropes and everything too. So it's kind of funny that like no, she never played traitors before, but she kind of played traitors on Drag Race. So I mean, the fact that she was on an international season also shows that like she's known beyond just the context of being a housewife. Like she's kind of reality TV Canada at this point. So
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see Lisa Rinna unleashed on the UK reality TV scene. I think we
let
need.
her go to Celebrity Traders.
I know she won't be allowed because she's reality TV.
But she's not UK reality TV though. That's the
But she's
problem.
well enough. But she's well enough. I think. Do you know what I want to see? Because we don't have So To Big Brother happening this year, and I want to see Lisa Rinna dropped in to I'm a Celebrity.
I was gonna say I forgot the UK does I'm a Celebrity. That would be very interesting to see how she does it.
Drop Lisa in it, and I'm going to call it now. Put her in there, and I will be like, please, just the chaos that I'd into. Or put her in Celebrity Big Brother next year when it comes back.
God, when was the last time we had I'm a Celebrity get me out of here in the US?
Was
It's
that the
been
Tori Wilson
forever.
series? Or the Ashley
Yeah,
Zara
there
series?
was Tori was on it, and it was only
Tori
one
was on it.
season.
Didn't
Ashley
Eve
was on it.
Torres do it one season too?
I'm not sure. Let me Google.
Because
I
I
think
remember
in the
Tori Wilson
US
was the
there was
first
only
season.
one
I
season.
think there might have
I
been.
thought.
There were 2 seasons.
Celebrity. Yeah.
Oh no, she was on
Tori-
season 2 and she was Tori Wilson was second place. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Damn,
when
she
was the
almost won it.
second season? When? I thought there was only one.
So
No,
they
this
did a
is
season in 2003
Oh, okay.
that Melissa Rivers almost won.
I was
No,
barely
Ashley
a
Mazard
human.
Survivor. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
she did Survivor China. She was the second one voted out.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
But
God.
no, I think drop Lisa Rinna into I'm a Celebrity. We need chaos in our reality TV world because we're too as humble. Like we need to have a bit of chaos thrown into our little world. Give us.
I
Like,
feel
you
like
know what?
American celebrities do well on UK reality though. Look at Tiffany Pollard on Celebrity Big Brother.
We've got Tiffany Pollard. Jojo Siwa did really well on We've kind of inherited her from you guys. You're welcome.
I mean, that's a whole other can of worms. JoJo Siwa
That's,
on
I
Big
mean, we've
Brother.
spoken in depth about that can of worms. But for the sake of my little chaotic brain who needs things to be more chaotic in our world, please can we borrow Lisa Rinna for I'm a Celebrity?
Oh, gladly.
Fab. Okay, thank you very much.
Who knows? She might even do a cover of Betty Davis Eyes.
Oh my god.
Like literally, I mean, obviously, me and Jose have spoken in depth about JoJo Siwa's madness.
Yeah, y'all can have her. I'm all set with her.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah, cool.
Call me Victoria Justice. Up next, the correct person to murder immediately after banishing Lisa Rinna by Colton.
So I felt like that was another one that was like done to get rid of him.
Well, he was clocking everything at that point, so it's like, okay, they had to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So.
I mean, you can't be. This is the thing I've learned. You cannot be too smart of a faithful. And this is why a lot of the uproar around like the traitors is how dumb the faithfuls are. But if you show that you're smart, you're gonna get offed.
Yeah. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing, because you want to play it relatively passive, but you have to be able to make moves.
Exactly.
So.
That's it.
But it does also lead us to another traitor. Back-to-back traitors getting banished at the round table felt
That's
really
not heard
weird.
of. That's unheard of. Like I've not seen that happen before.
It was so devastating to me personally.
But honestly, Candace did it to herself.
I know, it's true, but it's still sad. And I love Candace. I am like such a Candace stan. She is like one of my all-time favorite reality TV people ever.
Oh, outside of
But
the game, she's fucking great. However,
it was
is
her
it bad
fault.
that at the time that she was murdered, I was like already rooting for Rob?
I mean, that's interesting that people switch to be like, yeah, no, Rob's playing a great game. Like, which he was. I think, as we said at the beginning, he completely was underestimated. Completely.
I think it's also the fact that people forget that, especially when you're playing a traitor, you have to do everything as faithful as possible. So the fact that she took it personally when he switched his vote and voted for Lisa to get banished, like, if it walks like a faithful and it talks like a faithful, that should be your MO.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying to go out for like a weird throwaway vote. You shouldn't be trying to like steer away from that. Yeah, obviously you want to protect who you have in the turret with you to some degree. But ultimately, when it comes down to who's going to make it to the end of the game, at some point, traitors are going to have to turn on each other. Sometimes it happens right at the finale. Look at Australia.
Take a look at our cast, right? Because in the series 4 finale, right, I really was convinced that Stephen was going to betray Rachel and take the money for himself. It was all set up for Rachel to go. But he was faithful to Rachel and split the money. Basically, we found out he's got a lot of money anyway, so he didn't really need all that money. But it's just the fact that you guys, I love the fact that you guys are like callous and like, you know what? We need to have like the traitors gone and just have one traitor win rather than like everyone happy fun times. Like they got rid of the split and save in the UK and it was just like split and done. Which is sad. I like chaos in my reality TV shows and I got torn to shreds when I said, hey, that was boring. I wanted the chaos.
Well, then you also think about it because I'm thinking about, I think it was Australia season 2 where they had recruited someone to join them as a traitor. They get all the traitors at the end of the final roundtable. They all revealed themselves to be traitors, and all of the two that recruit the third one, they're banking on her saying, "Oh no, we'll share the money." Like, no, she's like, "I already know what you guys are gonna do, so I told myself I was gonna make it this far. If I wasn't gonna win the money, nobody was."
It
And
was
then
iconic.
there was no real prize winner, and the two men just start bawling like bitches, and it was great.
Incredible TV is like the best thing ever, and
That
it's
sounds
proper
amazing.
karma for Sam, who was horrible in that series. In
Hmm.
fact, that caused so much uproar that the Traitors Australia got cancelled, and it's only just coming back.
Yeah,
Like
That's
it was
crazy.
that crazy, and when we talk about the finale, I want that's the level of madness I want.
yeah. I mean, we think about who's still left in the game going into the finale.
Hmm.
Failures are gonna get hurt, and I'm looking forward to it. But we do get our next murder. I'm surprised that she lasted this long, if we're being real. It's Dorinda Medley.
I
Uh,
also, yeah, she
a
just
good
kind of
redemption from
ended up
season 3 to
there.
season 4.
Yeah.
However, I don't know what the end result was going to be for her because she was not really playing anything that would make her incentivized to be in the long game. So,
Mm.
I mean, she said something about how she felt like she was like just like on vacation with her friends and like
yeah.
yeah, she was not playing a game.
No.
Well, I mean, we think about the fact she makes it to the first breakfast and she's like overcome with emotion. She's like, I didn't know I could do this and everything. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't it be just hysterical if you were the immediate next murder? So you just did 1 week better than you did last time?
And I kind of wish it happened because she really didn't give much.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or if they went like straight for the jugular, like, no, we're going to murder you first twice.
I saw a lot of people saying that they wanted that to happen, and I would have felt really bad if they did that. But if she
I'm
got
not
Yeah.
out,
saying I
like,
wouldn't have felt bad, but damn it, that would have been fucking great TV.
I
Hmm.
feel like she would have like killed herself. Can I say that? I don't think her heart could have taken it.
I
I,
love the
I,
stunned silence just then.
I mean, hey, well, she had a good 9 episode run. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure she's happy with what she got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Now
then
here's where things get very interesting because now we're starting to get to like, okay, what could be a sign that someone is a traitor of the people left? Because it's also at this point that I don't know why they decide or why Rob decided of all the people to recruit as a traitor, he recruited Eric.
I think it's because Eric was so like devout. Yeah, no, you are um faithful, Rob. Of course, I'll do whatever you say, Rob. Rob, you open your mouth, my head will pop out from it. You know,
But like
like
it's also the fact that like he's not really done anything to contribute positively to the game. Like
yeah.
especially when we're going back to like Tiffany's banishment, she's saying like, well, no, I heard the conversation going down. I heard Tiffany's voice, and I mean I'm a musician. I know pitch.
Mhm.
That was
Mhm.
so cringe.
Yeah. So like
But
the
I
fact that
just,
he's actually a K-pop idol is kind of crazy
but also I
because I
gotta
don't see
think.
it for him. I don't hear it for him either.
But I think like with who Rob could have recruited, right? I don't think he could have recruited Mark. I don't think he could have recruited Natalie, Johnny, or Tara. And I don't think he could have recruited Maura because I think if Maura had found out at that point that Rob was a traitor, she would have thrown a hissy fit. And we'll talk about that later, but I got
Honestly,
go on.
I disagree. I think he could have recruited Natalie, especially because this
Oh,
is at the
Natalie,
point
okay.
now where they have the dagger where he takes it from her. So I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to do you a solid. I kind of fucked you over here. Let's win this together.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, it would have also opened the possibility of like, oh shit, we have a gamer in the turret late game. This might be their road to win.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, all hell and pandemonium breaks loose because now you're getting into like the infighting with like how Steven gets banished and everything. And then immediately after that, it's when it's the first roundtable after Eric is recruited. And Kristen's immediately like, Eric, you didn't say anything at the roundtable. That's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're kind of sus to me now.
Mm-hmm. I
And
mean
she
that's the
says that
thing.
to Mark, and they're in the kitchen, and then immediately she's the next one gone. Because this is also after they have the short list from the challenge, which was crazy, by the way. So in the mission, the whole thing is like what the traitors are thinking about, like their certain castmates or whatever.
Yes, in the boxes.
And at some point, like they come up with a pattern that like the answer for everything is going to be Tara and Johnny.
It was so smart.
And Tara and Johnny would not go along with it. Because I don't know if they're just like two sticks in the mud or like what it was, but just clearly they're going with a trend. Let's do what we need to do to get the money, because ultimately it's not going to affect you guys, because they're going to shortlist who they're going to shortlist regardless. Just go along with it, secure the money in the bank, and we go from there. And they wouldn't even do that, to the point where they have to come out as friends. The fact that
so
those two had to come
funny.
out as friends on this season is fucking insane, because you mean to tell me that the two twirly figure skaters on the entire season, just because they're not acting like good Judies the entire time, you wouldn't think they have history together?
Like, I mean, we had the family tree drama in the UK version, how everyone was connected. But we had like 3 secret connections. I think it was 4 by the end of it. But yeah, you wouldn't. Like, the thing is, having those connections, like, huge disadvantage. But I just think, how could you not figure out that 2 figure skaters?
The closet was glass. They do commentary for the Olympics.
It's insane that they did not figure that out. And I think that might have led to why they're so far into the game. Because they think, oh no, they're separate.
I guess I just feel like I probably, if I'm in that castle, I'm not thinking that much about them because they were just like non-entities for the entire game.
And
I
then
mean, in
suddenly
that
had a
result,
fifth
I
percentile.
understand it, but it's just crazy to think that you have gone this many weeks without even thinking, hey, these two might have history together. They come from the same path. Let's try to break that up. You did it with the Big Brother folks. You did it with the Survivor folks. You did it with the Housewives. You mean to tell me that, like, hey, figure skater, chances are their paths crossed.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, use your logic. Like, you would think that people are, like, so into, like, what they're, like, outside of the game, finding out who they are, researching extensively. You tell me you couldn't figure out that Johnny and Tyra knew each other from the same industry. That'd be like thinking, oh no, Mark Ballas and Derek Huff don't know each other. Like, you know what I mean? That is that level of stupidity.
I just. Oh. And then it leads us to this most recent episode, which Tara Lipinski starts out like a blazing fire. Hey, I think it might be Rob, because he's been acting kind of weird, especially at breakfast this morning after Kristen was murdered and everything's like, I feel defeated. He never said that. And Natalie's like, wait, you might be onto something. They talk about it in the car ride to the mission. They're like pretty much double down, like, okay, we have 3 votes here. We know he has the dagger. So like we got to try to get Mark and we got to try to get Eric to vote with us, because Maura is a lost cause. Maura's just like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's Rob. Like, I just don't see it.
And she said, if I find out it's Rob, I'm going to storm out that castle. Get them 2 in the final 2, please.
I would
Because
love
That is
that.
gonna
last
be
time, right, again, if you're in the UK, you know Maura Higgins extensively. If Maura is in there with Rob and he tells her to her face that he is a traitor and has just cost her money, the meltdown this woman is going to have will feed reality TV for the rest of time, because the last time a man deceived Maura on reality TV, it was violent.
like my thing, and this is gonna sound so fucked up the way I'm gonna say it. You know the level of hysteria and pandemonium when everybody's seeing like Ilya say, I'm coming to the cottage at the end of episode 5 of Heated Rivalry? Maura reacting to Rob being a traitor at the end of the game is like the reality version of I'm coming to the cottage, because everybody's just waiting to be gagged. It's like, let's go!
I cannot wait. Like, I need that to happen. So I'm willing to sacrifice who I want to win this series in order to have just an iconic reality TV moment between Maura and Rob. I need it. Like, no idea.
So
Like,
here's my thing.
go on.
I love Mark. I think he's great. I love him on Dancing with the Stars. He was never going to win.
Look, I'm going to be really upfront with you.
The fact that he made it this far,
Yeah.
I was shook.
Look, I'm proud. Like, for context, Mark and I have a fun little friendship going online. But basically, The fact that he got announced, I thought, nah, early elimination. The trailer made out early elimination. Okay, I don't have to stick with this for long. The fact this man has made it as far as he has, I'm stunned. Okay, and I hope he can get to Endgame. I don't think he's winning. Just the fact he's made it this far, considering the lineage of Dance with the Stars pros who tried to make it in other reality TV shows, like Maxim was on a couple of years ago, didn't do well.
Well, my thing is, I figured if they were going to cast someone with Dancing with the Stars, I thought they were going to cast Carrie Ann. I feel like having a judge instead of an actual pro would have been more interesting, especially with like the way that she delivers critiques and everything, and how like she always has an eye for detail. I feel like that would make a more interesting game.
Derek could have done it, but he obviously...
Derek easily could have done it.
Yeah, but I just think, I'm just happy Mark made it this far.
Yeah.
I actually made the joke. I said, how many episodes do I need to watch? Because I don't think I need to watch many episodes of you. And he just sent me like the side-eye emoji, and I'm just like, okay. So we're watching till the end, aren't we? That's when I kind of knew he would make it far, when he's sending me the side-eye emoji.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he did a video with the Charlie Price boots. I'm like, that's iconic. Like, he's iconic. But I do fear for main man Mark Ballas being in the coffin at the opening of the next episode.
So here's my take on this. I think Johnny's going to be in the coffin.
Right.
And what I think is going to happen is that they are going to banish Eric. And then when we get to Endgame, I think they're going to banish Tara and they're going to banish Mark. So it does come down to just Maura and Rob.
I hope so. I really want that to be the final two.
I feel like that should be the paint by numbers way the game ends. Just because it's going to be iconic. It's going to be insanity. And the fact that once we get to the end game, the reveal isn't until the game is over. More. Oh my gosh, I need it. I need next Thursday to come already.
I think it. But I guess I just don't see. I think it should be Mark that they kill now. I guess like if Johnny, I've seen a lot of people say they think it'll be Johnny, but I don't know. I think it's just funny to keep Johnny and Tara as long as possible and then get them out.
I don't know. I feel like because now the fact that if it's one of them if neither of them gets murdered, Tara's going to have to go back to her intuition. That's going to be what ends Rob's game. And then you end up with someone like Eric winning. No, I feel like you have to get rid of one of the figure skaters, preferably Johnny, just because he's been a little bit more privy to the game than Tara has. Mm-hmm. And then you also let them like follow their suspicions on Eric for being quiet at the last two roundtables.
Yep.
And especially the fact that Mark's going off of, hey, Kristen was sus of you and she was murdered immediately. I think it's you.
Yeah.
To the point where Rob isn't going to defend him. Because at the end of the day, when you're a traitor, why would I split a pot that I can hold all for myself?
Mm-hmm. I said that to Steven in our series, please.
Oh,
I don't think Rob will split. I don't think he has any intention of winning with Eric. I think he picked Eric because Eric's stupid and he could get him out at the end.
100%. It's bait. It's just that bait. But the thing is, they won't know who is a traitor and who's a faithful. Like, so
I think, don't they do one more roundtable before they get into Endgame? Oh, go straight to Endgame. Ooh.
So basically, from this point on,
they just vote until they have enough left.
Yeah, until they feel like, so they throw in the green flame or the red flame, and then it's like you kind of feel like, okay, this is who I think we've got all faithfuls here, and you stop when you think you've got all faithfuls. But then if everyone's still banished and you've got 3 people left, and if one person votes red, they do another banishment, and then you end up with a top 2.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like face-off I want.
I think it has to come down to a top 2 this year.
It's got to come.
The fact that it only ended in a top 4 last year.
I hated that.
No, it's going to be top 2, and I think it's got to be, purely for entertainment purposes, Rob and Maura. It has to be. There's no... I love Mark, and I'd love to see Mark win, especially because he's got another baby on the way. But Rob and Maura provides way more entertainment value. Yeah. That meltdown needs to be documented, memed, and shared for all eternity. It needs to be lip synced on TikTok because she is going to go batshit crazy the moment she finds out Rob's a traitor, and it needs to happen at the very end.
It's going to have the same energy as when New York lost the first season of Flavor of Love. I don't feel bad. Do it look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. And then they cut to her in the limo sobbing.
I
Like,
need it.
that might be the closest we are getting to restoring the feeling if it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to Mora and Rob in the final two.
100%. It
And then the
needs to
reunion
happen.
is going to be insane.
Yes, you guys get reunions. We don't. So we have a podcast that runs throughout the series, which is basically like 12
Yeah, this is our first year doing the podcast too because it's Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen,
Oh God.
which is an insane combo to have doing the podcast, but it works.
Yeah. I mean, that is a wild combo. But I just think, yeah, I do feel like the reunion will be mad. I am here for it.
I don't know if blows are going to be thrown this year.
They've got to be.
I could honestly see it getting physical.
I'm nervous for Candace for the
I think-
reunion.
Mm.
I feel like
Yeah.
she went a little off the rails online with like I get why she like feels some type of way about Rob. And again,
Yeah.
I love her so deeply. Like she is one of my favorite people to ever be on TV. But it's like gone a little far at this point.
Yeah,
And
I feel like this series in particular, it's not that it's her downfall, it's that it just has not done her any favors for her character.
No, and I think that she was or when she was actually on the show until, well, even through the last episode, like, yeah, she made some missteps and it cost her game, but I still feel like she was like coming across well on the show. Like her confessionals were funny, like she was good, but just the like online behavior, and I feel like going into the reunion, the way that she was moving online makes me think that she felt really like hyped up going into the reunion, and I feel like she's gonna bring a lot of smoke for Rob in a way that is just not really warranted. She also was like, I don't know what you guys think of this, but I don't at all believe the conspiracy theories about like Rob telling Colton that he was a traitor. Like I don't think that that's true.
I don't
And
think that's true at
Candace
all.
was like fully leaning into that online and saying that she was going to bring that up at the reunion, and I was like, girl, why? Like that's not real. Like it's fully like a fan theory for people like coping of why Rob is doing so well, and it's just a little embarrassed. I feel like it's below her, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well,
I think it's also just reality fans don't want to root for a straight white man, which I can understand.
And I get that. I hate straight white men. Like they're the worst, but like he's playing a good game, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give the devil his due. I don't know. But it's also not, Candace does not have such an irredeemable season the same way like Danielle did last season.
Oh no, I think
That-
she like generally came across well.
Yeah. It was just, she made a couple choices and then the way that her game ended, it ended quickly. So.
And I just wish that I think it would just reflect better on her if she was being like a little bit better of a sport about all of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Traitors, like drawing the line of congeniality and tact is always interesting because at some point one's going to have to triumph over the other. So
Yeah.
finding the balance is always going to be difficult.
And I am grateful for like even with MJ from 2 seasons ago, like I didn't agree with her reunion meltdown about how she was ruined by CT and Trishelle in the end, but like I'm grateful when people do act that way because it is good for TV, and it's always like the Bravo people kind of doing that, and I like respect it for entertainment purposes. But for Candace specifically, I just feel like she is so smart. She worked like in the White House. Like it's like you're kind of above this on some level.
Yeah. I mean, now it has me wondering for season 5, who do we think could make a good casting for season 5? Because I know who I want on there. If they're done competing on the same fucking reality show every other season and not winning it, I want New York on Traitors instead of House of Villains for the millionth fucking time because she's not going to win it. You mean to tell me that Tiffany Pollard would not be the most insane traitor ever? Give us the best roundtables we've ever seen. Like, probably the most fiery monologue when she eventually gets banished because she's not going to win the Traitors either.
So I have a theory. I want to throw out something to you guys as
Go for it.
reality TV. So Tiffany Pollard, right? What if we had Tiffany Pollard and a reunion with Gemma Collins?
Give me Tiffany and Gemma as traitors together in the turf.
Please.
But who's going to be like the neutral third party that's like just happy to be there?
Derek Huff.
No. I feel like we need like, who's an internet celebrity that would be like interesting to have like in between? I got it.
Go on.
Give me Tiffany Pollard, give me Gemma Collins, and then in the middle, Drew Offwallow.
Who?
Drew Offwallow, the comment section, American influencer.
Okay, I don't know.
But like very funny, very fuck men, like very like. I would love to see her be the peacekeeper between them, just because she could also like cut deep if she has to. So I'm very curious to see how like that dynamic will go.
I love
I
that
don't
we've
know. I
already
feel
done.
like it would be interesting to have a season of like all women as the traitors instead of
We've
like
had
having
that
like
before. Like, so fun
yeah.
fact: I auditioned for the Traitors when it was series two going into three, and this was when it was an all male turret, and Claudia was like, "Men, hey," and everyone was not happy. It was an all male turret, and then every woman on the planet applied with the we want to be part of an all female alliance. And then in series three, we got an all female turret, and basically they maintained an all female turret all season long.
Wow.
I feel like it's just more cunning, honestly.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because but also men are very good at playing like the leader, but also the victim, and it's really like, oh no, we've got to trust them, man. They can like lead. It's like no, and
I
there's
could
that really
never.
weird gender bias there, and it's like,
I don't know.
But I want to see. I think we've devised a. I don't know who the third person is, but Gemma Collins and Tiffany Pollard as traitors together would, considering their history, would be hilariously iconic. And if we can't have Gemma on just our celebrity traitors, you guys can have her for your traitors.
But I feel like if we're gonna have controversial people on our traitors, you know who else I need? I need Ginger Minge. I want
Ooh,
us to have two Rue girls this next season because I want Ginger Minge and I want someone that's gonna clock her at any chance that they get. Give me Ginger Minge and Mistress Isabel Brooks on the same season of the Traitors, both
mm-hmm.
as faithfuls, where they're gonna have to hash out everything in front of the cameras.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
No, I think they need to cast more people who like I know it didn't end up working out, but when they tried to cast Candace and Monique, I feel like they were like they had the right idea with that of like casting people who don't like each other and yeah, make them be faithfuls together and work their
Yeah.
shit out.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I think that. I mean, that's why maybe Tiffany and Gemma as faithfuls would also be really funny.
Yeah, either way, have them on the same
Anyway, they've got to be
side,
on the same
whichever
side.
way.
But if
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
on opposite sides, they're going to go after each other and then lose. I'd also you've had Johnny Bananas on the first series.
Yeah.
Johnny Bananas in first, CC in second, Wes in third, Natalie in fourth. I'm trying to think other like people within the challenge ones because I do like the challenge. So you could have like a
I feel like we
different.
need Bad Girls Club people on the Traitors because we haven't had any, as far as I know.
We don't have Bad Girls Club over here. No.
That is a rabbit hole you need to go down one day.
Okay, so I do.
But I don't want like Natalie Nunn. Like I want like actual like redeemable member. Like give me Tanisha has only done House of Villains aside from Bad Girls Club. I would love to see her on there. I'd love to see maybe Flo or Rocky because I feel like
Mm.
those would be loud personalities to have in there as well. I think the problem is just like what are other like good reality shows or like other like cultural elements to bring people in from.
Well, I think I would not that this is going to bring necessarily viewership because it is a newer show, but I think in the spirit of like cross promotion, why have they not had somebody from Southern Hospitality on Traders yet? I feel like that's a missed opportunity. And even Summer House, we just had Kyle from that, right? Well, they
Yeah. Have
tried
we
to
had
cast
people from
Lindsay
Below
and then she
Deck?
got pregnant.
Do you
Uh,
guys get below deck?
We get a few of them over here. We get Mediterranean. I think we get Australia.
We get below deck Australia over here. I mean, Married at First Sight Australia is a real good like feeder for reality TV stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like your Jessica Power would be hilarious on the show. Um, Jose, that is a rabbit hole you need to go down. Married at First Sight Australia.
Oh boy.
Like that is Olivia from Married at First Sight Australia. That would be hilarious. So basically, Olivia, this girl, outed another girl's like OF, and like basically shamed her, in front of everybody, and caused a load of chaos. So I'm thinking of the villains from Married at First Sight Australia. But literally, go down that rabbit hole from like series 6 onwards.
Yeah.
You'll find some characters there to put on. I'm thinking from the UK. I've given you Gemma Collins. I think that's probably the most viable one for Series 5. Because she won't be able to do R1, I think.
Yeah.
So you can have her.
Have we had anybody from? No, we haven't had anybody from Jersey Shore. That would be fun.
Snooki.
I feel like JWoww would be better.
JWoww would be. I was thinking
JWoww's more confrontational than Snooki.
I
think
would like to see
Snooki tried build a
JWoww.
brand. Or Snooki and JWoww, and they've got to figure out their shit.
No, because I feel like that's too obvious.
Yeah.
Like I think
Or-
Tara and
or
Johnny
even-
work just because like figure skating is so niche as is.
Yeah. Well, then in that case, you could have two wrestlers who, like, you could have a Brie Bella and a Becky Lynch situation.
But I feel like if we're gonna do wrestlers, I want like one man and one woman.
Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
Would they ever have a married couple in the same game?
Well,
I mean,
they
you
weren't
could have
married,
Seth
but we had
Rollins and
Larsa and
But also, you could think like Becky Lynch could play on the I'm Irish. I'm an actress. I'm Irish. I'm in.
I want Drew McIntyre on the Traitors. Are you kidding me?
Of all the names to say to me, of all people, Drew McIntyre.
Give us the actual Scotsman on the Traitors. Give
Yeah,
us the insane, unhinged things that he says. Give us the spicy B-roll. Like, come on.
Chelsea
I'm
Green.
here for that.
Chelsea
Oh
Green.
my God, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green on any reality TV show, please, please.
Literally,
please.
like I want her on her or Charlotte Flair for Dance with the Stars next this year, please.
It needs to be like, I would say do Charlotte for Dancing with Stars. Save Chelsea for the Traitors.
Facts. Like, fun fact: Charlotte's been DMing me asking how to like get on Dance with the Stars.
I mean,
I
just
would
make the
love
group
to
chat
see
with her
her.
and Mark Ballas. Duh.
Be like, hi. I'll get Shirley Ballas involved since she's now getting involved with you guys.
Yeah.
That made national headlines 3 weeks after I talked about it, which is really funny. But like literally, I think we've got some. I think there's some really interesting names. I think I'm thinking, who's the Ferrari? Imagine if the Ferrari Daniela Karagosh
Ooh.
or,
Damn, I
or
didn't
like
think about that.
Stephanie Sosa or Ezra Sosa comes in.
Ezra Sosa would be funny on the Traitors.
Love Ezra Sosa. What an icon. Who else could go on? I can't think of many people at the moment because
I'm also trying to think like who has a good digital presence that would be interesting to have on there where it's like it makes sense for them.
Charlie D'Amelio, just throwing out a name.
Well, I
What
think
about
it's
Joe
kind of
Santagato?
funny. That's interesting.
One
A
of the
lot of
Basement Yard boys.
influencers, I feel like, have posted that they're like applying to civilian traders, and I'm like, I feel like they're too famous to be on
Yeah, no,
civilian.
you have to exactly.
Like,
They're
I don't
too
want to
famous
see
and
influencers on
normal.
civilian traders.
No,
Yeah.
like I want them on like a regular celebrity season.
Yeah.
Because then it's also gonna be interesting to be like, okay, what do we consider a celebrity in the States? Or like
Well, it's kind of similar to what happened to us in the Celebrity Traitors, where we had influencers who are online celebrities who didn't make it far because they were online celebrities, and you had Stephen Fry and Jonathan Ross creating the pecking order.
Yeah, I could see a scenario where they do cast influencers and they don't last, but still, it doesn't make sense to put them on civilian. I feel like I've seen so many people post that they applied to that, and I'm like, you are not gonna get on that. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. I also,
No.
well,
yeah, but then you have like influencers doing Dancing with the Stars and Strictly, and they do well. Like look at Alex Earl, look at George Clark.
Oh, George.
So yeah.
That poor boy. That poor boy.
Hey, he almost won it too.
I came second. Do you know how angry the George Clark fans got online? It was so bad, that finale, in terms of I was certain George was winning based because his dancing was the best out of everybody. Because I love Amber Davis, she was never winning. I love her, but it was always between George and Karen. But the fact that Karen won, I was stunned. I mean, everyone was stunned.
But, like, was it Give Divas a Chance bad? Oh shit.
It was messy. I had a fun night that night.
the Alex Earl girlies were not happy either when she
Oh
lost.
God. Yeah, Alex. I mean, I kept an eye on that situation. Jeez.
I was
That whole series,
tussling
I
with those
cannot wait.
girls.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They haven't even gone into that franchise to get Traitors cast
This is true.
members. Get Demi in there because she needs something to do now. She's lost her livelihood. Let's
Okay.
be real.
But if we're talking like comedians and like other like celebrities, I think would be on there. Joel McHale would be really funny to have on a season of The Traitors, just because he's constantly a shit stirrer.
I
feel
don't
like he would
think-
play well.
I think it's funny when people say that they want Andy Cohen on it, and I would be here for it, but I don't think he could take that much time off from his day jobs.
I feel like you have a better chance of getting Matt Rogers or Bowen Yang to do it instead.
I could see that, actually.
I could honestly see Matt Rogers doing it and probably doing well.
Yeah.
I don't know. God, there's so many options, but all I know is next Thursday, 9 o'clock, I'm going to be sat in front of my TV. I'm going to have Peacock going, and I'm going to probably scream at the end of the episode one way or another. And I don't know what way it's going to be, but I can't wait. So.
Like, I
cannot
think
wait
Rob
for
has
it.
to win, right? Do you guys think there's any other option?
If he doesn't, I might have to call Rigor Morris. At this point, I might have to, because it is the perfect season, not necessarily because he's playing it well. I mean, he's doing a fine job, but these faithfuls are some like and I mean this in the nicest way. They are playing a very smooth-brained kind of game.
I
Where
just want the Mora face off. I need the meltdown. That's all I'm after. Give me that meltdown. Rob can win. Take the money because I think he'll probably need it after this for running away from Mora Higgins.
now the $1 million question is: does Mora run off, and then we have a camera person follow her like she's on Maury?
Yes. We had that happen in a series where, okay, series 2 finale. There's a girl named Molly, and you've got two people left. You've got Jazzifer Christie, who figured out that Harry was a traitor. Harry is the traitor trying to get rid of Jazz. But Molly here had a crush on Harry. And she wrote his name down thinking he was a traitor. And then she went, I've changed my mind. And she scribbles out Harry, puts down Jazz, gets Jazz out. And then literally it's a Harry and Molly face off. And Harry tells her, I'm a traitor. She's like, oh, and then storms out. They follow her followed her out in tears, and Harry's just like, don't know what to do. But Mora would amp that up to 100.
Yeah, give us a Montoya, por favor, for the Traitors finale, please.
Need it in my life, please.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean, this was a fun discussion. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you both for spending time with me on this Saturday. Shirley, what do you have going on in your world? Because you are booked and busy as ever.
Oh gosh, I've got a lot going on in my world. So at the moment it's like Britain's Got Talent is, I think, because I came face to face with Simon Cowell. That was a fun time. So Britain's Got Talent. What else have I got going? Apprentice is going on at the moment. Doing some Strictly Tour stuff.
See, at least you guys can still have the Apprentice in good faith.
Yeah.
So,
Don't worry, Lord Sugar absolutely shades the Orange Man as much as he humanly possibly can.
Thank God.
But there's lots of other stuff. Like, I've got loads. There's just too much to discuss and stuff I can't currently talk about on a public domain.
We love an NDA. We love an NDA.
Yes, we do. We love that. If you give me an NDA, I'll follow it. Okay.
Yes. And then, Josh, what do you have going on in your world? Because you are also all over the place these days.
Yeah, it's honestly like well, so yeah, I was in LA for all of January, and then I took February as like my chill month. But I'm gonna be in Charleston at the beginning of March, so content will be coming from that. Southern Hospitality is kicking off like the week that I'm gonna be there, so that'll be fun. It's so funny that you guys just mentioned The Apprentice because when you were talking about Mora having her meltdown, I was thinking that I want like an apprentice style follow Mora into the limo to the hotel. That's like what
Oh
I
my God, that would
want.
be iconic.
But yeah, excited for Southern Hospitality, loving Summer House, having a lot of fun covering that, and just doing my usual Bravo bullshit. But thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, this was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
I'm glad you both got to join me. As far as me, I know next Saturday, our local establishment, the Mother Tuck and Post Show, is back for our Q2 check-in with RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18. It is a mess. You guys have probably saw me air out my dirty laundry on TikTok last night, but if you haven't, Jose in the Air there. And then for all the wrestling stuff, bodyslam.net every Wednesday for our AEW Post Show Dynamiked Up. But until then, everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Looking forward to next Thursday. For the people that care, I will be live later tonight gaming as well on the Twitch. So until then, everybody have a great rest of your day.